Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about absolute value of integers. So here are some practice problems, questions 1 through 8, and for each you had to write the absolute value of the integer given. So for number 1, we have the absolute value of 57. And 57 is 57 units from 0, so the absolute value is 57. For number 2, we have negative 7, and negative 7 is 7 units to the left of 0, so the absolute value is 7. For number 3, we have the absolute value of negative 42, and negative 42 is 42 units to the left of 0, so the absolute value is 42. For number 4, we have 0. 0 is 0 units away from 0, so the absolute value is 0. For number 5, we have the absolute value of 100, and 100 is 100 units from 0 to the right, so the absolute value is 100. For number 6, we have the absolute value of negative 25, and negative 25 is 25 units to the left of 0. So the absolute value is 25. For number 7, we have the absolute value of 80, and 80 is 80 units to the right of 0, so the absolute value is 80. For number 8, here we have a double negative, so we should rewrite it before we do anything, and it's actually the absolute value of 423. And the absolute value of 423 is 423, because it's 423 units to the right of 0. So here we have a number line, and for each one you had to write the absolute value of each number given. So for A, we have negative 10, and negative 10 is 10 units to the left of 0, so the absolute value is 10. For B, we have negative 9, and negative 9 is 9 units to the left of 0, so it's 9. For C, we have negative 7, and negative 7 is 7 units to the left of 0, so the absolute value is 7. And then we have negative 4. Negative 4 is 4 units to the left of 0, so the absolute value is 4. For E, we have 0. 0 is 0 units away from 0, so the absolute value of 0 is 0. And then we have F is 2, and we know that 2 is 2 units away from 0 to the right, so the absolute value of 2 is 2. For G, we have 5. 5 is 5 units to the right of 0, so the absolute value of 5 is 5. And for H, we have 8, and 8 is 8 units to the right of 0, so the absolute value is 8. Here we have similar questions, except we're given a vertical number line. So for questions 17 through 24, we're going to write the absolute value for each number on our number line. So A is 9, so the absolute value of 9 is 9 because 9 is 9 units away from 0. The absolute value for B, we're given 8, so the absolute value is 8 because 8 is 8 units away from 0. C is at 6, and the absolute value is 6 because 6 is 6 units away from 0. D, we're given 1, and the absolute value of 1 is 1 because 1 is 1 unit away from 0. E is 0, and 0 is 0 units away from 0, so the absolute value of 0 is 0. F is negative 1, and negative 1 is 1 unit from 0, so the absolute value of negative 1 is 1. G is negative 4, and negative 4 is 4 units away from 0, so the absolute value of negative 4 is 4. And finally, we have H, which is negative 7, and negative 7 is 7 units away from 0, so the absolute value of negative 7 is 7. And that's it.